Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center and to the world of hypersonic magic, industry of magic and miracles, and everything in between. And as far as you can see. As always, it's great to be here, and I greet you with a smile, with joy and laughter for this life that is amazing. Just imagine if you, in every encounter, in every awareness, could transmit something to the person standing right in front of you or 1,000 miles away, and have them experience that transmission. But more importantly, know that you are doing it. It's something we do unconsciously because that's our ability. But just imagine the feeling of consciously lifting every person that you encounter, actually feeling it, knowing it, producing it with a knowing that's equal to the level of who you are. That's the new world. It only requires a focus, a different intention, because it is happening in spite of that intention or focus. But how much more fun if you actually are aware of what you're doing to enhance another person's life, to calm a storm within them, to settle thoughts that are having an impact in a negative way. As you sit in the corner and no one knows what you're doing. You know, sometimes you could be in a room full of people and everybody's talking and communicating, and one person's sitting over in the corner just looking at everybody. And things start happening around the room, and all of a sudden you're drawn to that person. "Are you doing that?" And they just smile. But that's what we're all capable of doing. We just haven't stopped and made it a focus or an intention. So feel your ability and have fun with it. Enjoy it. Pass it on. And we'll each do it in our own unique way, because that's all we can do, is do it in our own way. And in the beginning, we might share it, and then it becomes so commonplace that we don't even have to talk about it. And we'll all look around the room at each other and think, "Did you do that? Did you make the sun come up right now? Did you change the rain?" Because we're all capable of doing those very things. So I want to share a few things with you that I wrote, and also say that everybody is delivering what they came to deliver, and in their own unique way. This is not a title. I think I'm freezing a bit, or the screen wants to leave, but I'll continue. We are all so uniquely magnificent. No two are alike. And as we go closer and closer to knowing ourselves, all the puzzle pieces begin to fit in place. We have a realization and awareness of ourselves outside of this physical aspect. And then the next moment, we remember an experience, a feeling, or a moment in a relationship where things all of a sudden make sense. The realization that even though you wanted things to happen differently, they could not because of who you are, which you did not know then the way that you know now. This is allowing all the pieces to fall into place and allowing the peace that so easily eludes us when we can't fully comprehend something that happened to finally find its way into our being and allow us to release all of the energy around a moment that was not rooted in peace, to jettison that baggage and be spirited off onto our journey lighter and freer, so that we may, by leaps and bounds, move faster and further in discovering more of who we really are. We are the salmon swimming upstream against the current. At every step of your remembering who you are, there is something or someone who is consciously or unconsciously opposing it. But that's who we all have been. So we have complete understanding for that opposition. But what must I do with this burning desire to go beyond it all while still being understanding? I have no choice. I must go ahead, for I have within me what that salmon has, a mighty strength and a mighty courage to swim against the current of a life that has never been me and emerge above it all as the true me. Each one is doing this in their own way and in their own timing, for it is inside of you and you have no choice but to follow. Every time you step forward into your magnificence, there's opposition, not necessarily consciously, But if you say, I can heal you, and someone says, no, I have to do it a different way and go to the doctor, you feel the force of 8 billion people coming against the realization of who we really are. And yet we keep going and we overcome it. And it's just a part of the journey. It's what I may have needed at that moment. What you may need at that moment is opposition. But the whole world has forgotten who they are and are rooted in something that opposes your true light and power and ability and magnificence. And as I said earlier, I have opposed as well. Until you know that you've been opposing, you can only continue to oppose. So you step forward into your power, into what you know is real in the face of an opposition that says that's not real. This over here is real. And I have 7 billion people to back me up. And now, chapter 19 of this life's a hoot. It's definitely a hoot. In the meantime, your brain is fucked. The year of remembrance. Even though I might be having some annoying body pains, I have, because of the remembrance of who I am, overcome death. I can see myself for infinity and beyond, and I can not only feel the eternality of my spirit, I can feel the immortality of my body if I choose to make it so. This year of remembrance has allowed everyone to regain the magnificence and majesty of themselves again. Actually, that majesty and magnificence never left you. It was always still there, just covered over by the physical world. This remembrance is being delivered at the perfect time, for without it, we would still be walking through the darkness with our hands out in front of us, trying to avoid bumping into the limitations and beliefs, the fears and the doubts that await us in this physical world of forgetfulness. Through this remembrance, the darkness begins to fade and the darkness begins to fade and we see the light at the end of the tunnel. Everything that has been taken into our consciousness and made into a belief system falls away and allows the clarity of the sun to enter our life. Now a whole new world begins to open up to you, and a whole new level of your power will become available, for you will have remembered who you are. It may take time for each one individually to receive what is now being delivered, to step into the world of no limitations and beliefs and experience it for a moment is one thing, but to live there every second of every minute of every hour and every day is quite another. We have built an unconscious level of comfort in fitting into the world of beliefs and limitations, and to step out of it into the nakedness of living your life as a being of spirit who knows that they are beyond all limitations is frightening. We have built a life on a foundation of limitations and beliefs, and we have surrounded ourselves with pathways to finding solutions based on this human system, which appears to provide great comfort against the growing storm of becoming older. This comfort has always been sought after and consciously or unconsciously gained, in most cases, to protect ourselves in this physical world. For we have gathered as much human knowledge as we could for this very purpose. And it is this knowledge of the solutions from the physical and the false comfort that it can bring, which stands against the reality and the simplicity of who you are. This knowledge and the fear that it is related to are some of the biggest generators of the resistance to knowing who you are. But it will disintegrate in the face of your realization of yourself when you are ready for that to happen. As the remembrance grows within you, run your race. Continue to run ahead. Go and collect all the gifts and abilities that you hid and place them on yourself like a royal garment. Your wings will be restored and you will fly again, for you will have surpassed every limitation, and the possibilities of what you are able to do will be infinite. Now you can assist humanity while simply playing like a child who is playing with their toys. Now you can truly see the future for the first time, and the future is bright. It is laid out in front of you like an empty highway, at the end of which is the new world, a new human entity, and a new civilization of higher consciousness and a higher vibration, all opened up to your view through the remembrance of who you are, and therefore by inference, who everyone else is too. So continue to run ahead. Just keep going further and further. And as you transcend and surpass each obstacle, each belief that you have taken on, each limitation that you have accepted about yourself, refuse with everything inside of you the pull to go back. As I said earlier, your abilities will increase and the awareness of what you can do will become more in the foreground of your focus without any effort from yourself at all. And then you will begin to know things as if they are a part of you, not separate from you, as if they belong to someone else who gave them to you. And it is in that moment that you will begin to transmit to others everything that is pouring out from inside of you. You may find yourself speaking to people in a matter-of-fact sort of way as you tell them who they are and what they're capable of. And as I write these words, I am seeing more clearly that I am expressing the steps of my own journey, knowing that yours will be different, but having the awareness that if one can do it, all can do it. And even in the loving, gentle, encouraging expression of that reality, there's also riding within that expression an accountability, so that no one can say that it can't be done, that you can't know yourself as an eternal, immortal, spiritual being, having the same power and ability as that one energy that has been called God. I am pushing myself to that reality, and by expressing it, I am also pushing you. There's always more compassion for those that have not claimed that they know. And there's even more for those who have claimed that they do, for their path may actually be more difficult. Yet there is always compassion and patience and love for us all. Everything in me is desiring to burst out and deliver what I am capable of delivering for humanity and for myself. And this is what I also desire for you, if that is your desire too, to be fully conscious and aware of your impact and of the power you wield through your words and your actions will naturally grow in you as you remember who you are. See what needs changing, what needs balancing, and change it. Don't blame anyone for the existence of the imbalance. Go beyond that focus and change it. Don't expect anyone to see your vision or to see what you see in the same way that you see it. You are not in your power if you are in judgment. The power that you possess to change things lies far beyond those concepts and those human emotions. This human life is challenging. We never have enough money, enough food, enough shelter, enough health, enough peace, enough love. Or maybe we have exactly what we need to bring us to the end of something that we don't even know that we have built to keep us from remembering who we really are. And on the other side of the coin, there are people who have too much money, too many clothes, too much food, too much shelter, and still not enough peace and love? Or is it that they have exactly what they need to come to the end of what they aren't even aware of what they have built to keep them from returning to their home and to who they truly are? Home to the remembrance of themselves as immortal, eternal, spiritual beings who is far beyond this physical world of matter, yet who has come here willingly to simply experience it and or to help people remember who they are. We have all marveled at the masters, either through things they have spoken, through the words that they have given us, or even in direct communication with them. And to have one directly in your midst can be misunderstood in so many ways, for they are just as we are, unknowable, except for the parts that they make knowable. But we look at them and many times say, I could never do what they do. And we make their awareness and their abilities seem otherworldly and inaccessible to all humanity. But in fact, they themselves have never delivered that message, nor do they require or desire the acclaim. What they have all said is greater things than these you will do. But they have all been categorized as otherworldly, not born as a human, seemingly having all the qualifications to remember and know who they are. So now we must be the examples of one born a human, who's living as a human, and then remembers that they are a master of the realization of who you are, just as they did. And now you can be a leader in letting the world know that what those masters did was not special, it was the norm. It is not only for the few, but it was always available to all. You have now have at your disposal to do this very thing, the world and the power of hypersonic magic. It will be your escort as you go further and further into the view of one who has chosen to remember and discover their mastery. Just hearing the words hypersonic magic takes you to a new destination. There is a vibration that exists within those words that is still yet to be revealed. But in the hearing of them and in the saying of them, the vibration will be delivered to you to springboard you into a new awareness and a new feeling of you operating as a spirit in a human form. And now the mischief makes its way forward with a sly smile, a knowing look, the rising up of just the beginning of laughter that will build into a chorus as you truly once again see that this human life, that this human existence is a hoot. And in the meantime, you're forgetting the reality of who you are, and what you are will always indicate that your brain is fucked. Cheers, everyone, and congratulations for stepping into your mastery. May this grand remembrance continue to fall upon you like a never-ending gentle rain, so that you will become who you really are. The path is made wide for you, as it has been made wide for me to walk to who you truly are. I am always available. I am always here. Walk through the path that has been made available to a life and a you that's so much more than most of humanity is living. And spread your wings and know yourself. And be that being that I know that everyone is: eternal, immortal, spirit. My peace I give you, myself I give you. Thank you for joining me. I am David.